Ever wonder what it takes to fix a machine that works on a scale you can't even see with the naked eye? Well, today we're diving deep into a massive industrial repair. We're talking about a situation where restoring microscopic accuracy, the kind you need for things like jet engines or medical implants, requires incredible force and just an absolutely painstaking attention to detail. There is zero room for error, so let's get into it.
And this right here really tells the whole story in one shot. On the left, you've got the brand new, perfectly machined IKO LRX guideway. And on the right, well, that's the part it's replacing, a rail that's been completely chewed up and destroyed by friction and force. The difference is just night and day, and it really sets the stage for the enormous challenge they're facing.
So, how on earth does a critical component on a multi-ton Mazak CNC machine even get to this point? A failure like this doesn't just halt production. It means every single part that machine creates from this point on is useless, totally out of spec, and that can cost a fortune. So to really understand the solution, first we have to dig into what caused this catastrophic failure of the Z-axis linear bearings. What you're looking at here, this isn't just your average wear and tear. The source documents call this a severe loss of material along the guideway's track, all thanks to excessive friction. I mean, every single one of those pits and gouges is a point where the machine's precision just vanished, basically turning this high-tech tool into a giant, inaccurate paperweight. This was a total cascading failure, like a domino effect of destruction. The technician's report said they found rollers that had just completely popped off the bearings. And once those rollers and other little metal shavings get loose in there, they act like grit, just grinding away at the surfaces, causing all those deep scratches. It was a chain reaction. And the bearings on the threading head side, which takes a ton of stress, got the absolute worst of it. Okay, so the problem's been found. The solution is clear, right? A full replacement. But you can't just go in there and yank the old part out. This requires a teardown that's every bit as precise as the machine itself. So the team gets started on this incredibly careful, systematic disassembly. And the very first step, before a single tool is even picked up, is all about safety. The procedure documents are crystal clear on this. You release all the primary electrical power and then all the residual pneumatic energy. Only after this machine is completely inert can the technicians actually get inside and start their work. Now, try to wrap your head around the scale of this operation. To get just enough room to slide the damaged rails out, they have to bring in this monster, a 30-ton hydraulic cylinder, and its entire job is to lift this massive main carriage by just 1 single millimeter. That is an unbelievable amount of force for such a tiny, delicate movement. And there it is. With that carriage lifted just so, the old guideway is carefully maneuvered out of the machine. This is the moment of truth, really, where you see the full extent of the damage, not just on the rail itself, but also on the machine bed it was bolted to. And that now has to be perfectly repaired too. You just can't build a high-precision system on a flawed foundation. It's impossible. So before that shiny new IKO guideway goes anywhere near the machine, the mounting surface has to be returned to a state of absolute perfection. In this line of work, cleanliness truly is everything. This is a really meticulous two-stage process. First, the technicians get in there with mechanical solvents for a really deep clean. Then comes a critical step called stoning. You can think of it like using an ultra-fine whetstone, but for a giant machine bed. They use a special stone to lap the surface, removing any microscopic burrs or impurities to create a perfectly flat, pristine foundation. So while the machine bed is getting prepped, the new component is getting its own rigorous quality control check. The procedure demands a full dimensional check. Every critical dimension, the width, the height, the spacing of the holes, it all has to be verified as an exact match before it's even considered for installation. You gotta measure twice and install once. All right, the foundation is prepared, the new part is verified. Now it's time for the most critical phase, the installation. To guarantee perfect alignment and rigidity, the team follows the manufacturer's official procedure right to the letter. This is what's known as the IKO method. The IKO procedure is all about establishing a perfect baseline. First, you temporarily fix rail A against the machine's reference shoulder. Then, using super precise instruments like a dial indicator, rail B is painstakingly positioned and straightened until it is perfectly, and I mean perfectly, parallel. Only then do you start tightening the bolts in a very specific sequence to lock it all down without warping anything. And here you can see that whole procedure happening in the real world. This isn't just theory from a manual. The
The technicians are on the floor, carefully placing those new IKO LRX 65 guideways, turning those instructions into the precise physical alignment that's going to bring this machine back to life. Once those rails are perfectly aligned, they are anchored down with an incredible amount of force. Each one of those M16 mounting bolts is tightened to a precise specification of 250 pound-feet of torque. Now, just for some context, that is more than double the torque you'd used on the lug nuts of your car. These things are not going anywhere.
So how do you make absolutely sure that every single one of those crucial bolts is torqued correctly? Well, the procedure has this simple but brilliant quality control step. Once a bolt is torqued down to 250 pound-feet, it gets a mark from a paint pen. It's a foolproof visual confirmation that the job was done right every single time.
Okay, the new guideway is in, it's cleaned, and it's torqued down. But in the world of micron-level precision, just looking right isn't really good enough. You need cold, hard data. You need proof. And that brings us to the final verification.
So, here's the million-dollar question. After all of this meticulous work, how can we be absolutely positively certain that the machine's rigidity and its accuracy have been fully restored?
You find out by putting it to the test, a really tough test. First up is a radial play test. They use a hydraulic piston to apply 300 psi, that's almost a ton of force, to simulate extreme stress, while a dial indicator measures any tiny movement. But the ultimate proof comes from what's called a ball bar test. This high-precision tool checks the machine's accuracy in 3D space, making sure the newly repaired Z-axis and the U-axis are moving in perfect sync. This proves not just strength, but perfect coordination. And the results from that radial play test? Absolutely phenomenal. Under nearly a ton of force, the maximum deflection on that brand new Z-axis was just 1/1000th of an inch, even less on the U-axis. Then, the data from the ball bar test confirmed it all. Perfect geometric accuracy and coordination between the axes, the machine's rigidity and precision are officially fully restored. This repair was a complete success. So, with those verification tests passed, the final steps are pretty simple, but still essential. The new guideways get a thorough lubrication, the whole work area is cleaned up, and the machine is officially returned to service, ready to perform with its original factory-spec precision.
So, the next time you see a complex, perfectly manufactured object, it's worth asking, when a machine is out there creating parts with micron-level precision, what unseen forces and meticulous repairs, just like this one, are required behind the scenes to maintain that incredible, mind-boggling accuracy?